Back in November, the IRS released the 2025 IRA contribution limits, providing new opportunities for savers looking to maximize their retirement savings. Hi, it's Ben Tushman with the Entrust Group. If you're wondering how much you can contribute to your traditional IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, or other type of retirement account in 2025, you've landed in the right place. For 2025, traditional and Roth IRA contribution limits remain the same as in 2024. That's $7,000 per year for individuals under 50, $8,000 per year for individuals 50 and older, including the $1,000 catch-up contribution. This limit is combined across all traditional and Roth IRAs that you own. For example, if you contribute $4,000 to a traditional IRA and $3,000 to a Roth IRA, that hits your limit for the year. Now let's talk about 401k contribution limits. If you participate in a 401k, 403b, or governmental 457b plan, you'll see a modest increase of $500 in 2025. So that goes from $23,000 to $23,500. The catch-up contribution for those age 50 and older remains unchanged from 2024 at $7,500. This means that individuals 50 and older can contribute up to $31,000 to their employer-sponsored 401k plan in 2025. Additionally, under the Secure Act 2.0, those aged 60 to 63 now have an increased catch-up limit of $11,250, allowing for even greater contributions. Simple IRAs, often used by small businesses and self-employed individuals, those have a new contribution limit of $16,500. That's up from $16,000 in 2024. However, under the Secure Act 2.0, employees at small businesses with 25 or fewer employees can contribute up to $17,600 in 2025. The catch-up contribution for those employees is $3,850, where the catch-up contribution for employees aged 60 to 63 is actually $5,250. That is again due to the Secure Act 2.0. If you have a health savings account or HSA, contribution limits for those accounts have increased for 2025. If you have self-only coverage, you can now contribute up to $4,300. Family coverage, you can contribute up to $8,550. And the catch-up contribution limit for those aged 55 and older, that remains the same at $1,000. If you don't have an HSA, remember that HSAs are a very powerful tax advantage tool for covering medical expenses while reducing your taxable income. They're actually the most tax advantaged account available to you if you do have a high deductible health plan. Now let's cover the new income limits for traditional and Roth IRAs. If you contribute to a traditional IRA and have a workplace retirement plan that you are actively participating in, your ability to deduct contributions depends on your income. For single filers, the deduction begins to phase out at $79,000 and phases out completely at $89,000. That's up slightly from 2024. For married couples filing jointly, if the contributing spouse is covered by a workplace plan, the phase-out range is $126,000 to $146,000. Again, that's up slightly from 2024, so a bit more room to contribute and get those tax deductions. If the contributing spouse is not covered by a workplace plan, but their spouse is, the phase-out range in that circumstance is $236,000 to $246,000. That is, again, up slightly from 2024. For married individuals filing separately, the phase-out range remains at $0 to $10,000 per year. Now, let's cover the Roth income limits. As a reminder, if you earn above certain thresholds, your ability to contribute directly to a Roth IRA is reduced or entirely eliminated. In 2025, for single filers, that income phase-out range to directly contribute to a Roth IRA is $150,000 to $165,000. That is up slightly from 2024. For married couples filing jointly, the phase-out range is $236,000 to $246,000. Finally, if your income exceeds the phase-out range, you cannot contribute to a Roth IRA directly. However, you may still be able to use a backdoor Roth IRA strategy. We have a short blog post on that topic. We'll link that in the description. Now let's cover the Savers Credit income limits for 2025. For context, the Savers Credit helps low and moderate income workers save for retirement. Those income limits have increased for 2025. For those married filing jointly, the income limit is $79,000. Head of household, it's $59,250. And for those single or married but filing separately, it is $39,500. This credit provides an additional tax incentive for eligible individuals, generally low to moderate income, to save for retirement. So, while increasing your retirement savings is pretty much always a good idea, where you invest those funds is just as important. Most IRAs and 401ks limit your options to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. But what if you want to invest in something else? Maybe real estate or private businesses, precious metals. Well, that's where a self-directed IRA comes into play. A self-directed IRA, or SDIRA, offers the same tax advantages as any other traditional or Roth IRA, with one crucial advantage. You're able to invest in alternative assets, such as real estate, like rental properties, land, commercial buildings, private businesses and startups, promissory notes, and even gold, silver, and other precious metals. By diversifying beyond the stock market, a self-directed IRA could help protect your portfolio from market volatility and provide opportunities for higher returns. If you're interested in learning more about self-directed IRAs, consider downloading our free Self-Directed IRA Basics Guide. Inside, you'll find an overview of the investment options available to you, a breakdown of the IRS rules you need to know before opening an account, and a step-by-step process to get started. We'll link that in the description. Finally, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give us a like and a follow, and let us know that you made it to the end by commenting, "This video just made a major contribution to pushing the limits of my understanding." But only comment that if it's true, which it is.